The kitchen light was on past midnight, and somebody hit record before the bacon did. That's the whole tell right there. Because if this was really just a cooking lesson between a grandmother and the mother of her grandson, the phone stays in the pocket. It doesn't. It sits on the counter. It goes live. It streams to Twitch while a pregnant 20-something is being told her potatoes taste like Dawn dish soap and her burgers need an egg mushed inside them or the man of the house is gonna wander. Real quick before we get into the paper, if this kind of breakdown is the reason your feed doesn't feel like the other feed, tap the thing, hit the bell, y'all know how we do it at Wrap and Receipt. Ride this one all the way through. There's a piece near the end about a phone call and a real estate agent that I need you to hear before you scroll. So here's where we actually are. Somewhere in Los Angeles County. On a live stream that ran on Blueface Twitch channel in the small hours of this week, Karlissa Saffold, Blueface's mother, born Karlissa Saffold, the one y'all know from every custody headline for the last 4 years, is standing in a kitchen with Nevaeh Sky Jones, the 23-year-old Indiana-born mother of Blueface's youngest son, currently pregnant with what's being framed as their second child together. Blueface himself, Johnathan Jamall Porter, still doing time on a suspended sentence tied to the 2022 Las Vegas shooting per Los Angeles Times reporting from last year, is somewhere off camera. The whole thing streams for hours. The clip that's traveling right now is titled some variant of Karlissa teaches Nevaeh how to cook for Blueface. That's the surface. The surface is a lie by omission. Because the part everyone's clipping is the egg in the burger bit. The part one want you to hold on to, and I promise we come back to it, is what Nevaeh says in the middle of all that mushing about a realtor, a house tour she wasn't invited to, and a backyard with a pool she saw on a screen and not in person. Sit with that. We're getting there. Names, dates, the who's and wheres. Karlissa Saffold, mid-40s, 3 grown children, has been publicly documented as the flashpoint in Blueface family life, going back to the Rolling Stone profiles of the Krisian rock era. Nevaeh, sometimes stylized Nevaeh Sky, has been publicly identified as Blueface's current partner since roughly late 2023, per multiple entries in the Hip Hop DX timeline of his post-Krisian relationships. Blueface's other child, referred to as Superior throughout the stream, is his son with Jaidyn Alexis, his on-and-off fiancée, and the mother of his 2 older children, per the complex profile from her MILF music rollout in 2024. That's the household. That's who's in the frame. Everyone else, Andre, Christian, JC, those are Karlissa's other sons and nephews, referenced but not present. The stream itself is the primary document. Blueface Twitch account, the one Karlissa audibly confirms they're broadcasting on when she says we're still on Twitch, has been the family's revenue vehicle since his music side income took the hit that comes with a pending felony matter. Per the Hollywood Reporter coverage of his 2023 attempted murder charge and the police structure that followed, his ability to tour and to secure standard label advances collapsed. The stream is not a hobby. The stream is the job. That's not me editorializing, that's what a suspended sentence with performance industry restrictions does to a career's cash flow, and it's documented across Billboard and XXL filings from the last 18 months. On the stream, Karlissa states direct, quote, "You gonna get you a man?" She says it to Nevaeh, who is currently pregnant, by Karlissa's son, who is in the house. That's not a slip, that's a sentence with weight, and it gets said out loud on a monetized broadcast, while the woman it's aimed at is standing over a skillet. Karlissa also states, referring to her son's fidelity math, he'll roll a stone like his daddy. Direct quote, on stream, about the man who is the father of the child in the belly of the woman she's speaking to, that one you can go back and check yourself if the clip's still up on the archive channels. As of this writing, mirrors are running across hot new hip-hop and the fan aggregator space. Nevaeh, for her part, states, direct quote, "I think he has something going on with his realtor." She says it flat, not angry, not accusing, reporting. She then follows with the real lady probably did, and lets the sentence die. She then confirms she was not on the house tour that day. She then confirms she has not seen the property with the pool that Blueface, per her own words, apparently saw in person. 3 separate statements, one after the other, on camera, on stream, on the man's own Twitch channel, with the man in the house. That's tier 1. That happened. Those words came out of that mouth on that broadcast. You can pull the VOD. What the sequence tells us. Line up the calendar. Nevaeh is, by her own words on the stream, in her last month or 1 month out. She corrects herself twice, lands on next month. That places conception around late fall of last year. Blueface public timeline in that window, per the fader and cross-reference against his own social posts, has him navigating the tail end of the Krasian Rock legal situation and the beginning of what looked like a rehabilitation arc with Jaidyn. Nevaeh's pregnancy overlaps with that entire rehabilitation arc. Read that sentence again. Take your time. Now overlay the housing conversation. Blueface is house hunting. Nevaeh is not on the tours. The realtor, Nevaeh's words, is a she. The tours are producing properties Nevaeh describes as unfit for a woman with a dog and 2 small children, including a backyard that is functionally a pool with no gate. Karlissa's response to Nevaeh's realtor comment isn't a denial. It's the houses don't be ugly. Not he's not messing with the realtor. Not girl stop. A defense of the houses. Not a defense of the son. Wait, let me reread that part. Karlissa says, those houses don't be ugly, immediately after Nevaeh floats the realtor theory. She defends the aesthetic of the properties. She does not defend the fidelity of the tour. That's a specific choice. In a house where every other sentence is a lecture on what a woman needs to do to keep a man, the one moment the son's behavior gets questioned, the mother pivots to interior design. Third overlay, the superior of it all. Superior, Blueface, older son with Jaidyn Alexis, is in the house at 1 a.m. Nevaeh says the child is starting school Monday. That places this stream on the Friday or Saturday night before school Monday, which cross-referenced against the school calendars for Loudest and the private academies serving the area per publicly posted 2026 calendars, brackets the broadcast tightly to the current news cycle. A child from a different mother is sleeping upstairs while Karlissa teaches a pregnant Nevaeh how to season a burger to keep the same father, who is currently, per Nevaeh's own on-stream implication, on a house tour with someone else. That's the geometry of the room. Nobody staged that. It just is. The tell isn't the burger. The tell is one specific exchange, and I want to pull it up because I had to listen to it twice to catch what I was hearing. Karlissa, so did y'all find a new house? Nevaeh, he goes to go look for it. I don't deal with that. Read that response. Not, we're looking. Not, we saw one we liked. He goes to go look for it. Present tense. Habitual. Solo. Then, the kicker, I don't deal with that. 4 words. Delivered flat. The woman who is about to have this man's second child is not part of the house hunting process for the house that second child will presumably live in. And the follow-up isn't a correction. The follow-up is the realtor line, which means the I don't deal with that isn't neutral. It's the setup for the realtor line. Nevaeh is telling us in the same breath that she's not on the tours and that she has a specific theory about why. That's not gossip. That's a woman describing her own domestic reality on her partner's monetized live stream while her partner is in the building. One more magnifier. Karlissa, on Nevaeh being pregnant, referring to the last stretch, she was eating rocks. Nevaeh doesn't deny it. She talks about cornstarch. Karlissa clocks it as iron deficiency and pushes iron pills. That's not the receipt. The receipt is what iron deficiency in a 3rd trimester pregnancy actually indicates about prenatal care access and about who in this household is or isn't tracking the appointments. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists guidance is public and unambiguous on this. Iron pills at this stage aren't a snack recommendation, they're a flag. That the grandmother-to-be is the one delivering the flag on stream at 1 a.m. in a kitchen where the father-to-be is off doing something else, that tells you who is functionally managing this pregnancy. Somebody in the comments has to know whether Nevaeh's OB is in network with whatever coverage she's on, because the way she brushes off the iron pill conversation reads like somebody who has not been to that appointment recently. That's an open question. Drop it below if you know. The fan clip channels are running it as comedy. The framing is Andy teaches new girlfriend how to cook, hijinks and sue. Big Laugh reacts. Burger mushing GIF. Karlissa's, you got a starter kit right there. Line getting turned into a t-shirt somewhere as we speak. That's one frame. It's not wrong. It's just incomplete. The gossip blog frame, you'll see this on the media takeout and Bossip side of the aggregation, is running it as a Karlissa redemption narrative. Blueface mom actually being sweet to the new baby mama, for once. That frame has to actively ignore the he'll roll a stone like his daddy line, that you gotta get you a man line said to a pregnant woman living with her partner, and the Realtor accusation Karlissa declined to defend her son against. It's a curated frame. Somebody had to walk past 3 separate landmines to build it. The Standcamp frame, the corner of the internet that has been defending Blueface through every arc since the Vibe reporting on the Cruzean domestic incidents, is running the stream as proof of a healthy blended family dynamic. Mother of the artist's child, artist's other child from another mother, all under one roof, hanging out, cooking. Look at the domestic bliss. That frame requires you to not hear the child in the background needing to be put to bed at 1 a.m. before a school Monday. It requires you to not hear a pregnant woman being told her back is getting wide. It requires you not to hear the Realtor line at all. Now Steelman the counter. The strongest possible defense of the "this is fine" actually read goes like this. Families are messy. Grandmothers give unsolicited advice. Cooking together content is a whole genre. And the Realtor comment could easily be a joke that got flattened by the camera. That's a fair read. I respect it. I'd respect it more if the person delivering the Realtor line delivered it with any of the energy of a joke. She didn't. She delivered it the way you deliver something you've been thinking about for a while and just decided to say out loud because the pot needed stirring and the camera happened to be running. There's a difference between a bit and a leak. That was a leak. Here's the part I'm not supposed to say, and I've been chewing on how to say it cleanly. The mainstream read on this stream is that it's a wholesome mother-in-law moment with rough edges. Cool. Everybody go home. What's actually on tape is a live audit of a household that runs on one specific incentive. Keep the stream up, keep the checks coming, keep the personalities in frame, don't examine the mechanics. The mechanics are that a young woman from Indiana, pregnant with a second child by a man on a suspended sentence whose primary income vehicle is the very platform she is currently performing on, is being coached in real time on that platform by that man's mother on how to be more compliant, more decorative, more moist burger serving, so the man doesn't wander further than he has apparently already wandered. That's not a cooking lesson. That's succession planning for a content economy. Every line Karlissa delivers about eggs and patties and cornstarch on fries is functionally the same line. Perform harder or lose your position. She's not wrong that it's a competitive environment. She's shown on camera over and over across 4 years of documented public statements cataloged by Rolling Stone that she believes the position of Blueface woman is a job with quarterly reviews. Jaidyn had the job. Cruzean had the job. Nevaeh has the job now. The job comes with a stream cut. The job comes with a house she doesn't tour. The job comes with a realtor she has questions about. And the job comes with a mother-in-law who will, on camera, tell her the second baby is about to give her stretch marks, and she should probably get the surgery Jaidyn got. That last part, that's the seam. Because Karlissa refers to a previous partner's cosmetic procedure on stream in front of a pregnant current partner, and treats it as a career milestone the current partner should be planning for. Read that with your whole chest. This is a household where the aesthetic upkeep of the woman is a projected line item, discussed openly, benchmarked against the previous woman. Somebody's going to say, I'm reading too much into a cooking stream. I hear you. I still lean where I lean, because the receipts on the man's actual behavior are tier 2 at best right now. Nevaeh's Realtor line is one woman's on-stream statement, not a filing. But the receipts on the household's operating logic are tier 1. They're on tape. Karlissa said what she said. About the egg. About the stretch marks. About the surgery. About the Roll-a-Stone daddy. About the get you a man. All of it. In sequence. On a broadcast the family monetizes. And here's the piece I want to leave you with before we forecast where this lands. Blueface, per the stream, ran into his father on an Amazon delivery job. Downtown. Unplanned. Karlissa flags it as sweet. The father of her son is doing Amazon delivery. The son of her son is doing Twitch cooking streams at 1 a.m. There is a through line here about the economics of black male performance labor across 2 generations of one family that no comment section is going to touch because it's easier to clip the burger part. That's the through line. That's what this stream is actually documenting. Not a cooking lesson. A wage inheritance pattern. What happens next? Watch what happens when this pregnancy delivers. The clip economy around this family has a documented pattern of surging around delivery announcements. You can trace the traffic spikes across every Blueface adjacent birth going back to Krasian's per genius news coverage of the accompanying music drops. The stream volume will spike. Karlissa will position herself as the primary narrator. Nevaeh, based on the deference pattern shown on tape tonight, will not. Whatever the birth story turns into publicly, Karlissa's version will land first, and it will land on this same channel. Bookmark that. The wild card is the Realtor. If Nevaeh's on-stream implication has any teeth, and I'm keeping this in Tier 3 pattern read territory, because one woman's suspicion on livestream isn't a court filing, the next 3 months could produce a receipt, a tagged photo, a property record with 2 names on it, a social post that doesn't clean up in time. If that receipt drops, the domestic geometry we watched at 1 a.m. tonight becomes a very different piece of evidence in a very different conversation, and every fan clip channel currently running this as comedy will need to recut its edit. Watch the county assessor filings in the LA area, because Pacer and the county property databases are where this stuff eventually surfaces, and it always surfaces late. The 5-year residue is the one nobody wants to talk about. 2 boys are being raised in this ecosystem, Superior and the one on the way. The older one is being told to go to bed at 1 a.m. so he can make a school Monday while his father's Twitch monetizes his stepmother-adjacent figure's cooking lesson. The younger one is being gestated by a woman being coached on how not to be replaced. Whatever those 2 boys grow up to say publicly about this decade, they will say it with receipts. This stream is one of them. It's archived. It's clipped. It's transcribable. It's going to be a document by the time they can read. Don't be surprised if by the time this next baby is out of diapers, we're looking at a very different family configuration, narrated on a very different platform, with Karlissa still holding the mic. The mic is the constant. Everything else rotates. That question I asked you to hold onto at the top, the one about the Realtor and the pool in the backyard, that's the question this whole stream orbits and never answers. Nevaeh said what she said. Karlissa defended the houses, not the son. The camera kept rolling. The burger got its egg. The child upstairs slept through it. And somewhere in Los Angeles, a real estate agent is on a contact list in a phone that a pregnant woman is not on the tours with. That's the paper on this one. If you rode this whole receipt with us, do the thing, the subscribe, the notification bell, so the next drop lands in your feed before the clip channels get to it. Drop where you land in the comments. Was that a leak or was that a joke? And would you have said it on your partner stream? I'm reading them tonight. Case isn't closed. Part 2 writes itself the minute the property records post. Wrap and receipt back tomorrow. Bell on. Next one's already in research.